Very warm good evening. This is Arunfoot Chaudhary. You are live on my YouTube channel, arunfoot, and I'm very happy to have my very, very good friend Hiren with me. Curious Harry. Let's see if he stays curious or becomes furious or becomes, I don't know, give up Harry. I don't know, kya bolna hai Hiren. Before we come to the Euros, I'm already in my Germany kit. I have to leave in a little while. I'll be watching it with friends at public viewing either. What's your feeling today around the Indian national team? It's the 14th of June. Normally we should be talking about the Euros and enjoying Euro football, but we're still talking about AFF, Igor Stimac, national team. Bolo bhai.
First of all, hello to everyone, and आपने सही बोला, गिव अप ही आई थिंक एट द मोमेंट तो मतलब क्या बोलते कि हम बोल सकते हैं, देयर इज नथिंग हैपनिंग। एंड अभी यहाँ पे बोरिया मजुमदार ने रिपोर्ट किया है, उन्होंने यहाँ पे आर्टिकल डाला है, उसमें बोला है कि ईगो स्टिमेच यहाँ पे एएफएफ को एक रिपोर्ट भेजेगा कि क्या हुआ एंड वॉट एवर थिंग। एंड उसमें उन्होंने बोला है कि उसने प्लेयरों को बोला था कि दिस माइट बी अवर लास्ट मीटिंग। उन्होंने ये नहीं बोला कि आई विल कंटिन्यू, ऐसा कुछ नहीं बोला, ऐसा वो बोल रहे हैं। सो लेट्स सी यहाँ पे क्या होता है आगे। आई थिंक इट्स लुकिंग लाइक कि मे बी ईगो स्टिमेच का यहाँ पे धीरे धीरे आई थिंक दोनों पार्टीज यहाँ पे मे बी डिस्कशन करके कॉन्ट्रैक्ट को यहाँ पे टर्मिनेट कर सकते हैं। डेफिनेटली कंपनसेशन फी तो मैं एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा हूँ, आई थिंक पे करना ही पड़ेगा। बट मेरे को ये लगता है कि ईगो स्टिमेच ये चाहता है कि सारा ब्लेम उसके ऊपर ना डाला जाए। सो ही ऑल्सो वांट्स एएफएफ टू ड्रैग इनटू इट, मेरे को ये अभी लग रहा है। एंड एएफएफ हमको पता है कि जब उनके ऊपर आता है सो ऑलवेज दे यू कैन से कि यहाँ पे क्या बोलते हैं कि बाकी के ऊपर ब्लेम डालता है। सो आई थिंक दोनों के हर कोई अपना यहाँ पे क्या बोलते हैं फेस से करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। ईगो स्टिमेच अपनी ओर से यहाँ पे नैरेटिव सेट कर रहे हैं, एएफएफ अपनी ओर से कर रहा है, प्लेयर ने अपनी गलतियां छुपाने के लिए वो यहाँ पे खुल के बाहर नहीं आ रहे हैं। सो आई थिंक इट जस्ट मतलब as it is, no there is no you can say ki development in terms of the decision making or anything. And जैसे आपने बोला कि it's 14th of June, so 3 दिन हो चुके हैं and nothing has happened. So let's see how it's going to
it's a concern, Hiren, that I see. You know, and to me it's very, very clear is that the weakness of the federation, which of course has been exposed multiple times over the last few weeks and months, I think that is the biggest problem that is in my head. You know, मैं सोच रहा हूँ भाई, things can happen, bad things can happen, things might not be the best, but you know, but on the other side we are not taking the decisions which are needed in the long-term interest of Indian football, and that is, I think, my biggest concern. Right? So you can win, you can lose, but when you talk to certain players in the team, when you talk to people who've been around the national team, if you talk to people in and around the federation, technical committee people, you talk to people who are, you know, at Reliance, at the clubs, nobody's happy, and they've not been happy for a while, right? And the reality is also that the AFF is in serious trouble, in serious financial trouble. I think that is something which a lot of people are forgetting, that the federation, if things don't change, things could get really, really bad for the AFF. So that is also an added concern, in my opinion, that jo ho raha hai, that can happen, right? But where are we going in the future? You know, where is Indian football heading? Where is the national team heading? And there is no outlook to how can we move up, right? At the moment is I don't know. I am baffled that if I look at our performances, both times Afghanistan, home game against Kuwait, and in the end, the way we lost to Qatar, there is no reason for the coach to stay back.
Akshata is also here.
Yeah, 1 second.
एक चीज जो है सर, और की जितने भी स्टेक होल्डर है अपने हिसाब से काम कर रहे हैं। सो आई थिंक एंड वो कहीं ना कि एएफएफ इज द यू कैन से कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, कि जो सभी को मतलब क्या बोलते हैं कि साथ में लेके ये जॉब उनका है कि सभी को साथ में लेके एंड एक सिनर्जी के साथ आगे बढ़ना है टू गोल ऑफ डेवलपमेंट ऑफ इंडियन फुटबॉल। मैंने बोला कि रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी सारी चीजें एग्जीक्यूशन की उनकी वो नहीं है, वो तो डेफिनेटली डिफरेंट स्टेक होल्डर को जो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी देगा वो एग्जीक्यूशन उनको करना है, बट उनको साथ में लाना ऑन द टेबल। आप देखिए कि एफएसडीएल के साथ आई थिंक काफी लंबे टाइम से उनकी बातचीत नहीं हुई है। हमने जो लास्ट ईयर यहाँ पे देखा कि जिस तरह से पूरा शेड्यूल का वो हुआ था बखेड़ा, क्यों हुआ था? क्योंकि आपके किसी की बातचीत ही नहीं हुई थी क्लब के साथ कि भाई कब प्लेयर को रिलीज करना है, इवेंचुअली प्लेयर क्लब ने मना कर दिया एंड एवरीथिंग।
क्या
तो आई
बात कर
थिंक
रहे हो
वो
हिरेन,
है।
सबसे बात करते हैं वो, ऐसे मत बोलो।
एंड एंड जो एक सर आपने एक सर एक चीज जो आपने बोली कि फेडरेशन वीक है इसीलिए यहाँ पे हर कोई यहाँ पे जो स्टेक होल्डर है वो अपना यहाँ पे क्या बोलते हैं कि अगर गलती भी है तब भी वो क्या बोलते हैं कि खुलेआम घूम रहा है। ईगोस्ट में आप देखिए द वे ही इज बिहेविंग फ्रॉम लास्ट 1 ईयर आफ्टर विनिंग दिस हाफ इज टोटली यहाँ पे कोई भी अगर दूसरा यहाँ पे क्या बोलते हैं कि प्रेसिडेंट या फिर वो कोई भी होता है यहाँ पे कब का इसको उसी बेसिस पे चाहे परफॉर्मेंस कितना भी अच्छा कर रहा हो उसी बेसिस पे लात मार के निकाल देता है।
I go back, and Akshat, I'll get you into the discussion, but I go back to this whole point last year. Remember that there was this discussion that the coach was inappropriately making statements in the media and on social
स्टेटमेंट, हाँ
media.
हाँ, फिर
You know,
नोटिस दिया था एक।
so
हाँ,
so so there again there is take the football out, and this is something which I find disturbing to say the least. That we have come to this, that the national team is failing, and the coach is still saying, "Bhai, mera to galti nahi hai, main to try kar raha hu." And it happens. Listen, some of the best coaches have failed, or some of the best, again, uh, good example, Diego Armando Maradona, one of the best players ever. But he was a rubbish
हाँ,
coach at the end of the day,
हाँ,
right? With all the talent at Argentina, he couldn't do anything with it. So therefore, these are realities, and then you move on. A 5-year cycle in today's world of a national team coach is a long, long time.
लॉन्ग
And this
टाइम।
gentleman should have been gone 3-4 years ago. Sorry to say that.
And this when he's not even shown any results to get that kind of an extension. अगर आप दिखा दो तो ठीक है, मतलब अभी I was going through the Euros coaches list. There are managers who have been the coaches of teams for more than 10-11 years. But they've proved something that they're still there ना. हमारे वाले ने क्या prove किया?
No, he won Tri-Nation, Intercontinental and SAF, the biggest tournaments in the world.
बट उनकी वैल्यू नहीं है सर। जो जिनको फुटबॉल का पता है कि इंटरनेशनल आपके नेशनल टीम के लिए 2 ही ऑब्जेक्टिव होते हैं, उसमें उनको इनफ टाइम मिल चुका है। वर्ल्ड कप क्वालिफायर्स उनके अंदर हम 2 बार खेले हैं, दोनों बार हम यहाँ पे राउंड 3 में फेल हुए जाने से। एंड आपने एशियन कप खेला जो कि आपका वन ऑफ द वर्स्ट एशियन कप इन हिस्ट्री आपकी। सो आई थिंक परफॉर्मेंस रहा है, एक भी गोल आपका नहीं मारा।
not one of the worst, the worst.
दी वर्स्ट, हाँ दी वर्स्ट।
Hiren,
तो
that
आपके
is,
जो हाँ
he doesn't have anything. Uska nothing speaks in his favor. That is my disturbing,
हाँ
thinking in my head. जो आप जो बोल रहे कर रहे, none of it works in my head. Everything is bad. Where are we going with this? Where are we changing things? आप तो इतने बोले इतना करने के लिए. I don't know, Akshata, what's your take? What is your take today, day 3 after our elimination from the FIFA World Cup qualifiers? You're on mute.
So every day is crucial. आप every day by आप हर घंटे के साथ जो आप डिले कर रहे हो, आप वो प्रूव कर रहे हो ना कि it doesn't matter to
कितने
us as
incompetent।
much as. Right, it's not even incompetence. Hiren, I just feel that on some matters ना, अगर आपने टाइम पे चीजें नहीं बोली तो वो एक फैक्टर प्ले करता है कि आपके लिए कितना सीरियस है ये इशू. It's not just about being competent or not competent. मतलब ये हद हो गई है कि और अभी भी in some ways I do feel, I may be completely wrong, that they are waiting for the fans to get involved in Euro, all the content creators to get involved in Euro and stop talking about this so that they can silently continue to function that they have been functioning. Maybe somewhere
फंक्शन ही तो नहीं कर रहे बट
हाँ मतलब जैसे चल रहा है वैसे चल रहा है.
It might be an approach, Akshata, but I think the thing is that it's gone so far that people who've also been supporting the coach, sorry for that, who have been supporting the coach, even those people have sort of opted out and are actually openly speaking against the coach. So that is an interesting scenario where, that the coach had a lot of goodwill last year after the SAF, and I don't know. So therefore, yeah.
Are we doing Euro also?
बट ये एक नहीं
Are we
सब
discussing
सबसे ज्यादा
Euro
मेरे को
also?
नहीं हाँ डिस्कस करेंगे यूरो में। क्लास स्टेटमेंट बोलना चाहूंगा कि मेरे को जो सबसे ज्यादा डिसअपॉइंट हुआ है कि मतलब फैंस ने इंतजार किया कि भाई चलो राउंड 3 में ना जाए, मतलब ये मान के चल रहे थे कि चलो राउंड 3 में ना भी जाए तो यहाँ पे एटलीस्ट कुछ चीजें चेंज होगी। बट आई थिंक वे थिंग्स आर गोइंग ऑन, इट्स नॉट लुकिंग लाइक कि एनीथिंग विल चेंज। सो आई थिंक दैट इज द मोस्ट डिसहार्टनिंग थिंग। आई थिंक
Yeah,
ऑनेस्टली
yeah.
इसमें मैं ये नहीं बोला कि सिर्फ ईगोस्ट इमेज का सेफ होना, it's a just a one step regarding that to you can say कि go in a new cycle with a better approach, better vision and better planning to develop Indian football। तो उसमें आप पहला स्टेप ही नहीं ले रहे हो, so बाकी के स्टेप तो
पर
लेने की
मेरी ना
कोई
आपको
यहाँ पे
थी,
एक्सपेक्टेशन भी नहीं है।
मेरे को जेन्युइनली उम्मीद नहीं थी। वही तो
नहीं
मैं पहले भी
समटाइम्स नहीं नहीं नहीं
आई
अक्षता
हैड नो
नहीं
फेथ।
देखिए नहीं अक्सर मेरे को ये मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा कि मेरे को 100% श्योरिटी थी कि ऐसा होगा। बट कभी कभी क्या होता है कि चाहे भले ही बंदा यहाँ पे इनकम्पिटेंस हो वॉटेवर, बट सिचुएशन ऐसी मतलब ये सिचुएशन ऐसी थी कि यहाँ पे इस आप बॉटम पे आ चुके हो कम्प्लीटली एंड वहां पे कुछ तो आप करते हो डिसीजन, वो डिसीजन आगे जाके राइट रॉन्ग यहाँ पे साबित आप बोल सकते हो उसको जज करके, बट एटलीस्ट वो कुछ करता है। ऐसा नहीं कि बिल्कुल मतलब आप साइलेंटली आप कुछ करो ही ना। आई थिंक वॉट एवर यू थिंक कि भाई ये करना पड़ेगा या हमें करना पड़ेगा, वो भी नहीं किया। आई थिंक दैट्स द मोस्ट डिसअपॉइंटिंग।
बट वही ना, वो पहले भी मैंने बोला था कि ऐसा हमें जब फैंस प्रे कर रहे थे कि इंडिया हार जाए और हम राउंड 3 में ना जाए, तो क्यों फेडरेशन ने इस चीज के लिए प्रिपेयर्ड नहीं रखा खुद को? अभी भी 3 दिन हो गए हैं, ठीक है, तब प्रिपेयर्ड नहीं रखा, आप 3 दिन में आप कॉल कर लेते, कुछ कर लेते। इन टुडेज डे एंड एज इतना टाइम नहीं लगता है। आपके खुद के फ्रेंड्स होते हैं लॉयर्स, आप उनसे एडवाइस ले लेते हो कि चलो जी हमारे पास फेडरेशन में लॉयर नहीं है, यू आर माई गुड फ्रेंड, एडवाइस मी ऑन हाउ टू गो
हाँ
अबाउट इट।
बट आप देखिए लॉयर तो ये लोग ये जब ये साजी प्रभाकरन ने दिल्ली हाईकोर्ट में अपील डाला पहली बार, तो पहली हियरिंग में तो ये लॉयर भी नहीं भेज पाए थे, इतने इनकम्पिटेंस है ये।
आई मीन अब वही
पहले
है कि
हाँ
उसका इंटरनल मैटर, मतलब क्या क्लैरिटी थी, क्या कम्युनिकेशन उनके बीच में था, वो पता नहीं है हमें। बट इन सब
बट आप
चीजों के लिए
सोचो
आई
ना,
थिंक
नहीं
वही
नहीं
होता है।
ये आप सोचो उसने केस किया था, इनको नोटिस आया होगा, इनको पता भी होगा कि ये डेट है यहाँ पे, तो आप अपना अपना क्या बोलते कि वो क्यों नहीं भेजा लॉयर।
तो अगेन वही ना, लीगल मैटर्स में आपने आपके लॉयर्स किस तरीके से मैनेज कर रहे हैं, आप कैसे मैनेज कर रहे हो, किसकी गलती है वो पिन पॉइंट नहीं कर पाएंगे
इस
ना, मतलब आप
नहीं
कहने की कोशिश में ये कर रहे हो।
बट नहीं आप देखिए इसीलिए तो उसको स्टे मिल गया था। अगर फिर सेकंड टाइम आपने आपको भेजना पड़ा यहाँ पे क्योंकि आपको लगा कि भाई तो मैटर आउट ऑफ हैंड जा रहा है, सो आपकी सीरियसनेस ही वहां पे नहीं है। और सर मेरे को एक बात ये समझ में नहीं आ रही कि ये नए कोच का बात कहाँ से आ गया, ये टेक्निकल कमेटी बोल रहा है कि इंडियन, जबकि आपका ये कुछ सेट ही नहीं हुआ है, तो ये अचानक से
No, no.
डिस्कशन कहाँ से स्टार्ट होगी।
See. There is no discussion. It's just that I am Vijayan has voiced his opinion. It's not a technical committee opinion. See, this is also the people who are passing on the information. This is what I said the other day, na,
एग्जैक्टली
that the people don't know and don't understand what kind of information needs to be put out in what way, right? The problem here is very simple that Viju Bhai has put out वो सोचते हैं
इस पर्सनल ओपिनियन।
to me is that he thinks an Indian coach is the right thing to do. And he mentions 3 guys that he has played with, he has a high opinion about, and he can have. I mean, Mahesh has done, Mahesh won the SAF Cup, let's put it this way, last year. Renedy is Renedy. Renedy, I don't think the AFA will want because Renedy is a very, he's like me, he's very direct, honest, they will not take it. And Khalid Jamil is Khalid. Khalid Bhai is another one, and again, he's got his plus and minuses. But my point has been and is that India needs a foreign national coach, and the example is the women's team. If we need any
नहीं
example,
बट सर
that's why this discussion, there is no discussion.
बट
वो
सर
क्या
ये जो
वो क्या बोला उसके पहले क्या बोला हिरेन, वो एक बोला
हाँ
ना, हम लोगों को तो पूछा
हाँ
भी नहीं, तो तुम जो बोल रहे हो nobody cares.
बट सर एक चीज ये है कि तो फिर ये कहाँ से आया कि भाई ये एफएफ यहाँ पे लाइकली टू से इगोस टू मैच की यू फाइंड एन न्यू जॉब, तो ये सिनेरियो फिर कैसे यहाँ पे होगा कि आप उसको नए जॉब के लिए बोल रहे हो एंड आप स्टॉप गोट के लिए यहाँ पे महेश गावली को देख रहे हो। ये भी कल यहाँ पे रिपोर्ट आई है टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया की ओर से।
See, therefore, all the reports that are coming out left, right, and center, I think take all of them with a pinch of salt.
The point
Because
is also this. Yes, sorry, Arun.
no, please go.
No, the point is that if somebody while sharing a quote is not sharing their name, you cannot take that report that seriously. It's
Seriously.
Yeah, and that's a question. I mean, okay, there's some comments. This is a dangerous one. Genjolan, would you like to be the next coach of senior team? First of all, Genjolan, thank you that you think that I could be the next coach. Secondly, no, I'm not qualified as a coach. I don't have any coaching badges. And secondly, even if I was qualified for that, I would not go for it. So let's be very clear in this current scenario. Prathamesh wants to bring Des Buckingham back, and I think the answer is given by Debrup. He's just gotten promoted to the championship with Oxford United. That's
and he's so
that's
happy
a
there.
that's a massive achievement, for him, right? So I wish Des all the best in the championship with Oxford United next season, and he'll stay there. He's not, and Debu said he might be someone next in line to try and go into the Premier League. You've seen that, that championship coaches have suddenly ended up,
Bayern Munich.
yeah. So that is something which is a reality. So therefore, Des Buckingham is destined for much bigger than becoming India head coach. Sorry, that is,
Yeah.
he
Now
is.
we'll remember him as when he becomes the great legend that he is on the way to becoming. We'll remember that he was in
and
India.
and that's something that if Igor Stimac goes, I said that on Musa's channel a little while ago, there will be enough people who will be willing to come to India to become head coach. That is not the problem. The second it's announced, all these emails are ready from those agents. Na? Are India bola, are bhej do. Within seconds you'll have 200, 300, 400, 500 CVs. That is not
But
the problem.
considering we pay them generously and we don't we let them function the way they want to,
Demand
but
results.
considering how the federation, no, so my question would be this, that how many good coaches would want to work in this system?
See, I think a lot of, again, ask Stephen, he's working in Pakistan, right? It is not an easy place to work. They don't even have a proper federation, right? I don't know if you've heard this story. Brilliant story. My good friend Shanawaz told me that yesterday. Do you know that some of the Pakistani players reached Dushanbe, Tajikistan, 6 hours before the game? And this is real comedy. And it's not even, you cannot blame the Pakistan Football Federation. You cannot blame anyone. First day, flight. So they split the team. Huh? First half, Steven ke saath chala gaya. Second half, flight to Dubai, aircraft damage. Nahi ja raha. Second day, aircraft damage. Nahi ja rahe.
Wow.
Third day, Prime Minister of the country gets involved. Charter flight. What happens? Aircraft doesn't fly. Fourth day, military aircraft has to fly them. These are realities. You can't make these things up. So
I think मेरे
these are all realities. Sometimes it is, football is a very complex thing. So I am sure as I said, if tomorrow AFF advertise, हम नया वाला coach ढूंढ रहे हो, there'll be enough coach. You'll be surprised what kind of level of coaches will apply for the job. There'll be
Some
will take,
some might be interested in the challenge.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the guy who yesterday was wearing a Swifty hat. That guy might be interested. No?
नहीं मेरे को लगता है
He's not
कि
gonna
जो
come here,
अक्षता ने
right?
पूछा
I'll talk to him.
नहीं
Let me see.
Thanks. If you talk to him, then can you make me talk to him too?
Sure.
Thanks.
I mean, and this is one question I'll take from Vinod. Like you said, many coaches will be ready to take the job. Why would you think they will not be like Igor? Again, that is the vetting process of the federation. Nah? We go back to how Igor got in. That process, again, that was not even a process. Ask the people at the time what happened 5 years ago. It's a joke. They were got up.
I don't think there's a Igor 2.0, by the way.
No, 100% there will be a 2.0. There will be even worse characters than him. Right? So don't get, what I like this Ayush Wala question, which is more darker. Future of Indian football or future of NEET 2024 aspirants? I would say the Indian football. NEET to kuch na kuch ho jayega. But Indian football kya hoga? That is the question, guys.
नीट के लिए, नीट की केयर करने के लिए आप देखिए हर कोई यहाँ पे वॉइस रेस कर रहा है। इंडियन फुटबॉल को बेटर करने के लिए कौन वॉइस रेस कर रहा है सिवाय के इंडियन फुटबॉल फ्रेंड्स?
So
Not even working, the people
that's the thing, right?
who are the stakeholders, they are also not raising voice.
I'm
But I
taking.
know Hireen and I were discussing this in the evening. That why is it that the players of the Indian national team have not collectively protested against the coach?
Let me put it very nicely. They don't have the guts to do it. I should have used another word, but I will not do. Lady is amongst us. Secondly, that there are lobbies within the national team. So therefore, these players seem to be happy to be playing in the ISL and getting the salaries that they get. They come to the national team to ensure their ISL status. Bus, nothing more, nothing less. Going through the motions. The women's team players don't have much to lose. You're playing national team or not national team doesn't make a difference, right? So that is one of the things. And also, Sanskar, you asked me about Mumbai City. I will not go to the Mumbai City topic today, right? I said that on Musa's channel as well. I know certain players who are being linked to Mumbai City, but I'm not going to talk about that. Again, let's stick to national team and also to the Euro upcoming Euro winners. That's the topic that I want to talk
Yes.
about, and
Yes.
and um, and um, and it's a situation which I find very dangerous. Which I find very dangerous because you think the AFF in the current situation cannot go into a worse situation, and the next 1 year, uh, 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 um, you know, that your contract with Reliance is going to run out, right? You already have financial problems, and if Reliance the 50 crores don't come, no one will come forward to give you that money because people will look at you and say, you don't even deserve 10 rupees, right? You are in no position to sell media rights. You are in no position to sell sponsorship rights. So, yeah. And that is something which is very, very dangerous, and the thing is, yeah, it's going to be very, to get out of this, it needs leadership and it needs vision and understanding and a pragmatic approach. And I also say this because I've been thinking about this. Kalyan Chaube can, if he wants to turn this thing around. It is not that it's not in his means to turn it around. My only wish is that Kalyan does the right things to take it out there. And to me is also that you have someone like Satya with you as acting general secretary, that that who is someone who has shown what he can do. But is this what Satya has to organize and structure at AFF level? You know, can that be? Those are the bigger problems. So for me, those are the real questions. Sorry, the Malik question. Yes, I saw it. I forgot where it can't get. Yeah. And the solutions are, it starts with the federation. The federation itself has to be strong. The federation needs to understand what are my priorities and how can I structure the whole thing. And again, as fans, a lot of people will not be happy with a lot of things that the federation takes because, first of all, it's going to be chopping and cutting because you don't have budgets. The AFF has inflated its budget over the last 2 years without getting in new funds, and the FDs which were there in the background, all of it is gone. And let's wait and see. Let's wait. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but that is something which needs to happen now.
फर्स्ट आई थिंक पहला तो वही होना पड़ेगा, एक तो कोच को जाना पड़ेगा। एएफएफ में भी डेफिनेटली आई थिंक कल्याण चौबे, आई थिंक उन्होंने दिखा दिया कि इज नॉट द मैन टू रन द इंडियन फुटबॉल। सो डेफिनेटली वो चीजें भी चेंज होनी ही पड़ेगी, अदरवाइज आपको कोई ऐसा मतलब नोटेबल चेंज यहाँ पे देखने को नहीं मिलेगा इंडियन फुटबॉल में। आप नया कोच ला दोगे, सारी चीजें थोड़ी सी आपको यहाँ पे क्या बोलते कि वो दिखेगी, बाहर से कि हाँ भाई कुछ चेंज हुआ है, बट एक्चुअल में रिजल्ट विल बी द यू कैन से कि ओवरऑल आउटकम है वो सेम ही होगा, उसमें ज्यादा यहाँ पे इम्पैक्ट इन टर्म्स ऑफ द फुटबॉलिंग क्वालिटी वाइज आप, क्योंकि जो बेसिक डिसीजन या फिर प्रायोरिटीज आपकी है वो अगर वो नहीं है। आज ही मैं देख रहा था थाईलैंड इज प्लानिंग टू स्टार्ट ए अंडर 23 लीग विदाउट एनी फॉरेनर्स, और हम यहाँ पे प्लान कर रहे हैं नेशनल फुटबॉल चैंपियनशिप। संतोष ट्रॉफी को कैसे सऊदी अरेबिया लेके जाए?
FIFA academy
These are our priorities.
Indian
No,
Arrows
I
खत्म हो गया,
think I
FIFA
think I
academy
think
जैसे
it's
हो
it's
गया।
something. I mean, this Abhi's point is Sack equals too much. We fans don't care if you have to pay the compensation fees for that. It was your organization's mistake to not put sack clause in his agreement. Why India should suffer? See, the point is, I think the discussion within the AFF will be that the person who's extended the contract is no longer there, and he's removed that clause, right? So therefore, again, that's enough point to actually go after that person, to be very honest, right? So there are ways, but again, there needs to be a will. It seems to me at the moment that Kalyan Chaube doesn't want to fire the coach, but it is very interesting that I'm Vijan has now come out with statements in the last 2 days clearly stating that bhai हम लोगों तो उसका extend नहीं किया, और and it's not the first time. I know that the technical committee, I think 2-3 times raised the topic of should he stay or should he go, right? So these are the realities, that's Ishan, good to see Marcus's article, technical committee finally raising their voice. Ishan, the problem is that, yeah, that's nice, but the question is anyone listening? You as a fan are listening. It is not about you or I listening, it's about decision makers listening. That is the point. We can talk any day. Again, yesterday, I was driving to Frankfurt up and down, and 4.5 hours, 5 hours to speak to people. Everybody who works in the system knows what the realities are. Everybody knows. Yeah, but most people are happy with what where they are, and if it doesn't affect them, they're fine with it. So therefore, that's the thing. Again, the question with the penalty, forget the question with the penalty. Welcome back, Rachit. I think in Hiren's face, you can see Hiren is not good, so it is not a good evening for him at the moment.
I'm good, sir. I'm excited for the Euros.
Yes, let's. And someone says I should be wearing an India jersey, Indian football topic. No, we'll switch to Euros very, very soon. So therefore, I'm already ready and have to leave after the live and go and watch it outside. I'm honestly confused as to whether there was no issue with previous version of the FF setup. Was the change to the FF body structure bad or not needed? Maulik, that's a very good question. I think it wasn't needed because I think the government got involved in something, or rather the Supreme Court got involved in something where I think it's not its jurisdiction. I think this is something which needs to be sorted in an Indian context, where till today the government of India and the court has not understood that the jurisdiction of sports, that the law of the land does apply, yes, but the law of sports stands above the law of the land, right? And I've had this discussion within the family. These are judges, justices, lawyers, and they don't want to accept it. So that's the judiciary in India needs to accept that we are in a situation where we need to follow international ways of running sporting
Sports law.
federation. Is it perfect? No, it's not. But sports, again, look at this one thing, that sports theoretically is the same way structured in the United States or in Europe or in India or let's say North Korea, right? That is one thing that sports has been able to do what even a United Nations has not been able to do. So therefore, I think that what happened in 22 was actually destruction of the AFF. This is now the Supreme Court should be asked. Again, who can take the Supreme Court to task? Good question. I don't know. Is there anybody who can take the Supreme Court to task? I said, you have destroyed the structure of the Football Federation. And not only that, look at IOA, same problem. Right? So that, but again, who's gonna be talking about that? No? General saying, sir, frankly speaking, no Indian deserve to be coach of senior team. First, they have to prove themselves in ISL. What's your thoughts on this? General, it's not a question of if they have to prove themselves in ISL. I think under a foreigner, our players have more respect for a foreign manager.
Exactly. वो सर खुद यहाँ पे वो क्लिफर्ड मिरांडा ने लास्ट ईयर सुपर कप जीतने का बाद बोला था कि इंडियन प्लेयर्स का वो एक पहले से टेंडेंसी रहता है कि भाई वो ज्यादा रिस्पेक्ट या फिर ज्यादा उनको लगता है कि भाई जो फॉरेन कोच बोल रहा है वो सही है, मतलब उनको ज्यादा उसके ऊपर ट्रस्ट है कंपेयर टू इंडियन कोच। इंडियन कोच को प्रूव करना पड़ता है अपने क्या बोलते हैं कि रिजल्ट से, तब जाके यहाँ पे कुछ प्लेयर उनको रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं। सो दैट इज द रियलिटी।
If we like it or not, that's the brutal reality. And these brutal realities are there. And um, again, a lot of Indian coaches will not even get the chance of proving themselves in the ISL. That's another reality, because the ISL
वो
clubs
भी है।
themselves don't believe in Indian coaches. You know, and therefore let's wait and see. Let's wait and see where it, you know. And
Now let's move to the Euros, sir.
Just a few questions. Seems like the previous system was not good, as evidenced by the fact that they got Igor in a shady manner. Maulik, the problem is with what happened around Igor is that the whole system wasn't involved. That's another problem, that people think everybody was involved, and these assumptions that people make, it's not working, right? Either you know or you don't, and when you don't know, don't speculate. A lot of people are speculating on things. This is another problem, and then those speculations turn out to be like, you know, changing the world, you know. And the thing is, after the thing is, don't forget one thing: with all the weaknesses that the old AFF had, it by far not perfect, but the system was running. Pre-COVID, the system was running. You had a functional league system. They wanted to expand on it. You had an under 18, under 15, under 13. There was talk having under 17, under 19 leagues. You had the baby leagues, you know. So therefore, for me, this whole thing has, you know, it's something, I don't know. It's you know, and I agree with Rachit. No? The next head coach should be have qualities of a manager instead of a coach, and that is something which we need. I think we need that understanding. He needs the coaching staff around him. Very difficult, very difficult. So therefore, you know, and again, this is a good question.
When
What
are we
would
talking
you
about the
answer?
Euros?
No, but take this last one and then we'll switch to Euros. Maulik is asking, what can we do? What would you suggest? Hiren or Akshata, who wants to go first?
What can we do?
Hiren has already moved to a New York condo.
What should
He's now
I'll tell
sharing
you.
the condo with Cheyenne. So Cheyenne and Hiren have left the country. So that's the first piece of information. So that is what you can do. And Akshata is doing more Liverpool than Indian football. No?
No, but I'll tell you one thing that the fans should do is to continue talking about it every day, and not, because once you stop talking about it, people stop taking you seriously, and it's a common mentality, right? Everybody practices it. Politicians worldwide practice it. That raat gayi, baat gayi. So you have to keep talking about it every day, so that the pressure is there for them to act. Make sure that they know that the fans remember on a daily basis. In fact, there should be countdowns now. 3 matches in 3 days since we were told that, he, like, since 3 days since we lost to this country and we were told that he'll resign, and he still hasn't. There should be countdowns being done now.
And again, these videos, I think we all have been tagged in these videos, and therefore, yeah, it's a never-ending story, and we can continue talking about this the next 5 hours. I know you guys spoke about it in the afternoon, watching a little bit. So therefore, let's shift to the Euros. I think
Yes.
I know you guys have a lot of things, and I see a lot of points, but we'll talk about it tomorrow. I'll go back to an early statements from Pujon. Yes, in the Mannschaft. Is in there, and Pujan had another interesting, Pujan is now based in the US, so sorry, in the UK. Your take on the English side this time, Varna? People are already getting crazy here. Very unlikely. They are rooting for Germany team as they play the Scottish today. Exciting scenario. So this is the craziness of the Euros, right? The English actually hate the Germans in football, but because they hate the Scots more, they're actually supporting the Germans.
वो दुश्मन का दुश्मन दोस्त हुआ ना, वो वाली चीज।
So that's another thing. Also, before I forget, there've been over 50 people watching it now, 44 people. Those of you who've not subscribed, in the title mentioned Curious Harry and Seeded Sports. Please follow arunfoot. We're all trying to grow our followership. And as Akshata always says, please leave a like so more people get to know about this life. So that's something, you know. So that's something that is there. Yeah, let's go to the Euros.
Like,
Yeah, like,
stop
share,
everything and
subscribe.
like.
I'm trying to figure out those things. Anurag says, Navasa Hiran Bhai, I somehow feel England will bring it home this time. Do you agree? No. Thank you.
Akshat, I have a better answer on this.
Next question. No, I'll tell you why. I think to
I
me,
did a poll on Twitter. Is
okay.
it coming home?
Yeah, you should send me that video
82%.
also, na?
I made
So
a meme.
therefore, and to me is I say, as always, France to me is, I think, the top favorites. I think they are, again, like they were at the Euros or even at last World Cup. I think France are good. Germany depends a lot on what happens tonight. If Germany can get let's say, a free flowing 3-0, 4-2 or something of that sort, I think that flow can take Germany quite far. I think the potential is there. I think the German team on paper is most probably, with France, the strongest team, but we have not performed in the last three tournaments. That's, I think, our problem. Um, I think the Netherlands look good despite of missing the one or the other player. You know,
DVD is there.
huh?
Virgil van Dijk.
we
Oh,
We have
अच्छा,
three
अच्छा.
Liverpool players in the
they
league.
they
Cody Gakpo and Gavin Birch.
they have Matthias de
It's
Ligt
about
and Nathan Ake.
Matthias de Ligt. Matthias de Ligt. It's a Bayern Munich player. No, it's about Memphis, isn't it? About Memphis Depay and all.
Memphis Depay, yes.
So no, I think the Dutch are good. There is quite a bit of craze around the Portuguese. They got there yesterday. They trained in Gütersloh, small stadium, normal capacity 6,000. They allowed 8,000 in, and they could have sold, not sold, they could have handed out 50,000 tickets for that. So there's this typical Cristiano Ronaldo craze over there. I am going next week to watch a small little game between Spain and Italy. Chota
Wow.
wala match.
Italy. That will be interesting one.
And I told my friends in the last 2 days, and Italians, मेरा तो भाई, I can now, it's like Kolkata derby हो गया भाई, तुम्हारे पास इटली के लिए टिकट होगा क्या? All my Italian friends are. So I'm looking forward to that, because I think that could be that group is crazy. If you think Italy,
Crazy
Spain,
group.
and
Croatia.
Croatia in there,
Croatia.
and Armando Sadiq's Albania in
right?
there, without Armando Sadiq.
Without Armando Sadiq.
Yeah, without Armando Sadiq. I think Albania could be an interesting one. Last tournament for Luka Modric. So yeah, you've got those. I think the tournament starts in the quarterfinal, but my top group, if you ask me, is Group D. France, Austria, Netherlands, and Poland. Poland gonna miss Lewandowski in the first game. I think Austria, for me, are the dark horses.
Dark horse.
And I'm just getting breaking news. The Scots are in party ecstasy. What fan zone overcrowded. 200,000 Scots are today in Munich.
कोर्स हाँ, ये मैंने भी सर सोशल मीडिया पे काफी सारे वो वीडियोस और वो सब देखा कि there are lots of Scottish fan in the Germany for this match.
Apparently 2% of their population.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I remember that thing with Iceland when they played the Euros in 2016. They said 40 or 50,000 people were there, and like, your population is 340,000. What is it? 50,000 of those are at the Euros in France.
Euros.
It's insane. So I think.
So Anu, I have a question about this. How is the setup managed? Because of course, if 4% of Scotland's population is flying into Germany, is it just for one day? The visa is given for one particular day, one particular match. I know they're driving, they'll go back, but from they won't need a visa, right? Or they would need a visa. No.
We live in Europe.
Yeah.
Visa क्यों पूछ रहे हो? Visa क्यों लगेगा?
नहीं लगता. Within Europe also, if you're I didn't know this. Sorry, my bad. So they can easily drive in and go.
But for Liverpool people, yes, there is a visa, but for Brits, there is not from the UK.
But sir, वो तो Brexit में हो गया ना, वो तो निकल गए तो.
They're not part of Europe. They've never been part of Europe. They're not of the Schengen zone. For example, if I want to, let's say, fly to France, Italy, or Spain, there is no check, right? It's a free movement. But if I travel, let's say, to the UK, let's say I traveled last year to London, they check your passport. But there is no visa stamping, na? Otherwise, but sorry, Pooja, is the visa on arrival now? No, but there's no visa. Pujan, there's no visa. I traveled to the UK. I didn't have a visa. I just showed my passport. They scanned it and I went.
No, I thought this entire setup was only for people who want to travel from other countries to Europe.
What visas?
No, the Schengen visa is like applicable everywhere. So I thought within Europe, people would need some sort of a permit to travel from one country to another.
No, why, but then why would you create Schengen? Then it doesn't make sense. Now, why would I create it for the foreigners and not create it for my own people?
Yeah, never
Right?
thought it that way.
So that
But
is the advantage of traveling in
people.
Europe. And the Scots
Hmm.
are crazy, right? The Scots are crazy. It's the first tournament in I don't know how many years that they're playing at the top level. So for them, it's a huge thing. Again, playing the opener, I think Munich is worth it as well because it's all about beer, and about about the meat, about the Haxe, about the Weisswurst. It's good food. So yeah, this is. So I was there in the opener 2006. Germany played against Costa Rica. Insane experience those 3 days in Munich. Um, I've got friends of mine who've been sending me videos as well who have been able to get tickets. So it is, those are those are the ones that really make fun. So yeah, it's going to be a good start. Again, the Euros in the next coming days. Great lineup of matches, and but again, I think let the group stage go through. I think the favorites will have to get through first. I think the one or the other will fall by the side. I've seen a lot of people that think that Italy could be the one who could be thrown out. But Italy are defending champions, so I never count out Italians. And so there's something. As Pujan says, Scottish fans are crazy fans. I was fortunate to be around Glasgow this winter during the iconic Glasgow Derby. What I saw was beyond expectation. It would be a crazy night of football. Yeah, I mean, someone who's experienced the Kolkata Derby X number of times, for him to say the Glasgow Derby, I think the Glasgow Derby is X times of that level of the craziness that you have in Kolkata. So therefore, and again, I think there are these countries who, when they participate in these tournaments, you like to have them around, right? Scotland belongs to that sort of a country. You want them around. You want the Irish, you want around. Those are the ones you don't want. So, for example, England is not liked, no, because you don't know if they're going to be. What was it? Someone was telling me yesterday. It's like, we have a few bad apples, and then suddenly all of us are get tagged into it, and then English fans are the problem fans, right? Or the Dutch might be, the Germans might be, it might be the French. So therefore, or the Italians as well. So therefore, that's the Eastern Europeans, right? Serbia and all. So therefore, it will be interesting to see. But I'm looking forward to it. What are you? Both of you are now gone dark. Sorry, Acha, enjoy. Akshata, who are you
Sorry,
rooting
I'm
for?
having my dinner now.
Who are you rooting for?
Okay, I know I'm rooting. Firstly, in the first group, I'm rooting for Soboslai's team, Hungary. I do feel that they will surprise in the round of 16.
Out of protest.
Sorry?
Out of protest.
Out of, oh, okay. But I do feel that, of course, Germany are going to be on top of Group A, but I do feel that Hungary are going to do well somehow. At least that's what I'm hoping for. But I
Isn't
think
Hungary
France
fighting
is
with
going to,
Scotland for the last place in the group? I think Switzerland are going to finish second. Yeah.
yeah, they are fighting
I think the Swiss
with
are.
Scotland for the last group. I
I
mean,
think
yes.
Hungary has, yeah, Szoboszlai, of course. You will talk about Willy Orban. You will talk about Peter Gulaschi. The old Leipzig connection. And I realized when doing my previews that a lot of Leipzig players have been coming up across the groups, right? So we've got quite a few number of interesting players in this. So therefore, yeah, Hungary is an interesting. As I said, to me, Austria is the one. I see them as a dark horse.
Netherlands?
Ralf Rangnick's Austria and Alaba and technical staff, I think Austria has a huge advantage also that most of the players have played in Germany. So they know the settings, they know the surroundings. A lot of them, for them, it's a home tournament in a way. And Ralf Rangnick is, out of own experience, having interacted with him, that he's one of the best in the business. And again, you look at the way that the Red Bull plays football, be it in Leipzig, in Salzburg, in New York. That's his style of football, right? High pressing game. So therefore, and that's something something which I see. I'm interested to see how they really do. So therefore, for me, I think Austria. I don't know, Hiren, who are your teams? Who do you think will do well?
Right, I'm rooting for France to win, not Hungary. I know Hungary will not win, but France, I think
Okay,
they will.
You are not rooting for Hungary, or you're rooting you're hungry?
I'm hungry.
आई थिंक मैंने अभी मतलब दोपहर को ही वो किया था प्रेडिक्शंस एंड सिम्युलेटर भी किया था, तो उसमें तो मैंने सर आपकी कंट्री को, जर्मनी को विन बनाया था। एंड आई फील कि जर्मनी दिस टाइम आई थिंक आफ्टर मतलब वन ऑफ द सक्सेसफुल मोस्ट सक्सेसफुल टीम इन द यूरोस और द आप हिस्ट्री उठा के देख लीजिए, 3 टाइम्स चैंपियन। अब फाइनल्स आप देखिए कितने खेले उन्होंने। सो आई थिंक इन दैट सेंस मेरे को लगता है कि जिस तरह की मतलब आई लाइक जुलियन नेगल्समैन्स
He's
प्लेयर स्टाइल, एंड
36.
आई थिंक जिस तरह की इसको
A while back, he's 36.
काफी अर्ली एज से उन्होंने स्टार्ट कर दिया था। आई थिंक सो
Manuel Neuer is older than Manuel Neuer is 38.
Manuel is older than कोच। एंड टीम जो सिलेक्ट की है ना इस बार, वो मेरे को ज्यादा प्रॉमिसिंग लग रही है कि ही इज गोन विद द यू कैन से प्लेयर हु डिलीवर दिस सीजन एट द क्लब लेवल। So Germany is one of them.
Hiren, to compare Germany with India, Nagelsmann has done what Igor Stimac hasn't done.
Exactly. But obviously France तो I think अभी जिस तरह का उनका जनरेशन आ रहा है और जिस तरह से उनकी फुटबॉल अभी पिछले मतलब सालों में चल रही है, आई थिंक दे ऑलवेज विल बी द फेवरेट्स। वो तो मतलब जैसे क्रिकेट में होता है ना, ऑस्ट्रेलिया को आप किसी भी टूर्नामेंट से आप यहाँ पे ये नहीं बोल सकते कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया आर नॉट फेवरेट, चाहे कैसे भी उनकी टीम हो। सो आई थिंक फ्रांस विल बी दैट टीम इन दिस यूरो कि वो तो फेवरेट्स है। उसके अलावा पोर्टुगल विल बी इंटरेस्टिंग नाउ। आई थिंक उसकी एक गोल्डन जनरेशन, जैसे पहले बोला जाता था कि बेल्जियम की गोल्डन जनरेशन आई, उस तरह से अभी पोर्टुगल की भी एक गोल्डन जनरेशन है। आप देखिए स्क्वाड डेप्थ वाइज भी दे हैव लॉट्स ऑफ ऑप्शन इन एवरी पोजीशन। सो आई थिंक लेट्स सी यहाँ पे मार्टिनेज क्या कमल करके दिखाते हैं। बेल्जियम में तो वो फेल रहे थे, बट कैन ही डिलीवर दिस टाइम? सो दैट विल बी इंटरेस्टिंग टू सी। स्पेन में रूट करूंगा क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली बारसा के 2-3 प्लेयर खेल रहे हैं, सो आई रियली इंटरेस्टिंग टू सी। बट आई डोंट थिंक सो ड्यू टू द यंगस्टर्स एंड आई थिंक एक्सपीरियंस थोड़ा सा कम है, तो आई डोंट थिंक सो कि ज्यादा वो मेरे को लगता है कि मतलब सेमीफाइनल फाइनल तक जाएंगे, मोस्ट प्रोबब्ली क्वार्टर फाइनल।
Spain तो मेरे के लिए is a very interesting one that Alvaro Morata happens to be now the captain.
Captain, yes. He is the most kept player. So that will be interesting to see.
Barcelona के कितने players हैं in Euro?
Sorry?
Roughly? Barcelona के कितने players हैं in Euro?
बार्सिलोना के मैंने ऐसे काउंट तो नहीं किए कितने, मतलब लेमिन यमाल, पेड्री,
Man City and Inter Milan have most players with 13, right? And then other clubs and most of the biggies have about 9 to 11 players in the
11.
So you know, so
ऑस्ट्रिया मेरे लिए भी डार्क हॉर्स है, बिकॉज आई थिंक राल्फ रैग्निक जैसे सर ने बोला इज द you can say best mind in the business, so definitely he will cook something. I don't think so कि इतना easy रहने वाला है, so that will be interesting. सर्बिया में मैं थोड़ा सा interested हूँ. I think सर्बिया is a team, I think वो काफी ज्यादा interesting होगा. Let's see किस तरह की fight वो put up कर पाते हैं. I think मैंने एक जगह पे कहीं पे पढ़ा था कि सर्बिया has the most number of players playing in the all around the leagues. Most number of players.
But it was interesting to see when I was doing my previews. And again, guys, if you want to have done previews so far from Group A to D, E and F is still pending. I very often suddenly say, oh, there's a player from Al Nassr. You know, there's a player from Al Nassr. There's a player from Al Hilal. You know, when you see Mitrovic and all, I say, oh, Mitrovic recently played against Mumbai City. So it's very funny that, or you know, you've got Aymeric Laporte and all these guys. Spain scored me Al Nassr ka player. Belgium scored me Al Nassr ka player, or Al Hilal ka player. It was very interesting to see that how many, you know, or the Serbians had a number of players who actually play in the Saudi Pro League. So I was, you know, was really surprised with that fact. So therefore, will be interesting to see what really happens. You know, Ishan says Rudiger and Gundogan may turn out to be the two of the most important players. It's going to be interesting to see if Gundogan actually starts. In Germany, that's the big discussion. As captain, Gundogan might be benched. That's an interesting one. Anurag says England, apart from the two centre backs, depending Southern plays 4 at the back. I feel the team on paper is the best. Do you agree, Anurag? I don't think. I think England, as always, are the most overrated team in this tournament. surely Jude Bellingham is
Hey,
turning out
Jude.
to be Jude Bellingham is surely one of the best players, or could be one of the best players in the tournament. Harry Kane is one of the best strikers in the world, but overall, I mean, if you think your England
This
is
Trent
trying
also,
because
no?
you know, huh? What?
This Trent also.
Oh,
Liverpool's
Pava,
Trent is
stop
there.
with your Liverpool second B grade players. No, they will none of them
Chelsea's
play
Cole
well.
Palmer is there.
So yeah,
Cole
Cole
I mean,
Palmer
Palmer
is
and Rose
there.
also.
but the
They
point
have
is, people watch a lot of Premier League.
Phil
So I
Foden is
think that
there.
is, I think
Hmm.
Yeah.
the team is highly, again, you'll talk about Saka, then but Harry Maguire is missing. You've left out a Jack Grealish. You have left out Marcus Rashford. You've left out Jadon Sancho. So,
Hmm.
Gareth Southgate, do or die. If he,
Hmm.
either you win or don't. I don't see England winning it. I still think if you look at the squads, I think France is the strongest squad to me. I would then say I think Germany is the second strongest squad in that. If I see that, what Nagelsmann has put together and who's been able, I mean, you're able to keep Mats Hummels at home, who played an
Hmm.
exceptional Champions League final. So that shows you the depth in defense. Um, so therefore, and Ishan, I agree with you. Germany has an insane midfield. It's just not. I
Hmm.
mean, Kroos and Andrich in there. You've got Gross up there. Gündogan theoretically could play there, but then up front, two of the most exciting young
But
players in Musiala,
sir,
Wirtz.
I'm disappointed with this Pavlovich injury. I really wanted to see him in this Euro.
Yeah, but Pavlovic has been having that luck. It's now the third time he's picked up an injury in a Germany squad. Um, Again, Leroy Sané theoretically not even starting, and Leroy Sané was against Arsenal, against Real Madrid, the difference player for Bayern Munich, more than even Musiala. So that's why tonight I think that's the interesting discussion. Does Leroy Sané get into the squad and force Gundogan onto the bench? Very interesting question. And the question is, Antonio Rüdiger, does he start? Or does Waldemar Anton from Stuttgart start? So Germany has two very interesting questions where two of the best players in Europe, a player from Real Madrid and a player from Barcelona, could be benched for two players from the Bundesliga. So therefore, very, very interesting to see what it is. Um, um, you know, um, Okay, Pujan, I'm in a terrible dilemma. Ever since my childhood, I've always rooted for the Germans in the Euros, hope that they will be better this time, but I also have a soft corner for the English team. Pujan, please forget your soft corner for England. You are part of Germany. Otherwise, ban, ban. And Ishan has a nice one. Mehtab 1, Mitrovic nil. I think it was the other way around. I think it was the other way around in the Champions League. And so therefore, oh sorry, I didn't ask. Sorry, Shokas. Cristiano's form and the effect of his chemistry with Bruno. I think both can learn to play together. Then it would be a treat to watch. I think both of them are a little old to learn to play with each other. I don't know how you guys see it, but
Hmm.
Bruno Fernandes could be a different should be a difference making player for Portugal, and Ronaldo is Ronaldo, right?
Hmm.
Ma'am,
Absolutely.
I'm
ma'am,
also interested to see Jota and I'm more than Bruno and Ronaldo. I'm interested to see Jota and Ronaldo's chemistry.
does Jota start?
Hmm. That's the
I
No,
think
question.
he
I'm
should.
asking a
I
serious
mean,
question. Sorry, I'm asking a serious question.
I do think he. I mean, I
I
think
I, I
he
think sir,
should.
आप
Even
फ्रंट
if
थ्री
he
अगर
doesn't,
आप
he will.
नहीं नहीं पोर्टुगल का फ्रंट थ्री देखे तो क्या होगा आपके हिसाब से?
वही मैं सोच रहा हूँ पोर्चुगल का फ्रंट थ्री जो ऑप्शंस है
Hmm.
नहीं, but Jota
it's
and Ronaldo का सही
Rafael
है.
Leao, do you see Rafael Leao starting on the left?
I think Rafael Leao needs to start for the performance he
Start.
had at this season at
Hmm.
Milan. The player starts for me. He 100% starts.
Hmm.
You know,
Do you see Bernardo Silva in the midfield position or on the wing position?
I would rather see him in the middle of the park.
Park. Okay.
But I think he's a player you can also put onto the wing. So the question is, what makes more sense, na? Uh, uh, um, from your system? What are you trying to do, right? So that is again, Portugal have options. They have real options in that squad. That makes them so interesting. The coach can actually play around and doesn't need to play the same team every day.
Hmm.
That's a That's an
They have a
insane
very
squad.
good depth.
And they've, again, you have, and the question is, do you need Ronaldo or not? That's a question that nobody's asking in regard to Portugal, because that's like saying, you're abusing the Portuguese. "Yaar, Cristiano Ronaldo kaise baith sakte hai na?" But if I see, one second, if I see that I have Ronaldo, I've got Gonzalo Ramos, shouldn't be forgotten. I've
Ramos.
got Joao Felix. I have Rafael Leao. I've got Jota. I've got Pedro Neto as well. And I've got Francisco Conceição. And and of course he's been pushed by his father, but that's something. And then if I look at midfield, Joao Palhinha, of course, who's been again heavily linked,
Bayern.
to Bayern Munich, Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva, Joao Neves. Not many people are talking about it. Mateus Nunes, terrible season at City. Ruben Neves, again we go back to Saudi Pro League, and Vitinha. So Portugal has a lot of talent in there, right? So therefore, and of course the craziness that you have Ronaldo and Pepe, the Dadu of this tournament, so to say.
Dadu.
So therefore, it's an insane situation, and let's see. Harry said Germany always had good squads, but there are problems of plenty. Many times the things get overcomplicated many times, and teams with simple, straightforward plan take victory many times. Yeah, I think last time around it was more because of the politics around, and that's what I think Germany has removed this time around. What's your take on chemistry in Kroos and Gundo? Both are in rival teams, but at the same time they can complement each other. I think there is no problem of the chemistry of these two players. I think Kroos and Gundogan are amongst the best players that they are. It's the question of positioning. I think Germany has the problem that they're not finding the right position for Gundogan, right? Which to some extent I also feel is a Barca problem. He was perfect for Pep system
Same problem.
at Man City, right? So, and Kroos is playing this tournament to win. Toni Kroos, these are the last minimum 3, maximum 7 matches of his career. Toni Kroos will want to prove something to the German public, because Toni Kroos is a bigger star in Spain than he is in Germany. Right, so these are the things, and something is again, Suas saying, Acerbi, Scalvini, Udogi, Berardi, Zaniolo, all injured. Italy has an injury problem, and Italy is, I feel, a very inexperienced team in that way, but that makes Italy very dangerous. So therefore, let's see.
Are we doing a watch long? Hiren, are you doing a watch long for the Germany match?
नहीं मैं आज तो नहीं कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन कल से करूँगा start.
Good. Sanskar has an interesting question. Who is Rashford of the ISL?
Listen, Kolaso.
I had the same thought. I had the same one in my head. So it says Liverpool plugins. I don't know who's doing this. So therefore, Smokey, thanks. I'm fine. I think everybody else is fine as well. I slowly have to finish off because I have to leave in 10 minutes and get to the ground.
I have only 7% battery. So
so I wanted to thank you both for coming out today. Hiren, another show on, at least we're laughing towards the end after all this negativity of Indian football. That's why I put out the tweet in the afternoon, that enough of Indian football crisis. Let's enjoy the Euros. So those of you who haven't, please subscribe to Curious Harry. Please also subscribe to Seeded Sports, even though it's too much of Liverpool today. I realize that.
I've not spoken about Liverpool itna bhi.
You were just pushing Liverpool players in every team. Did you realize that?
Yeah, I mean, घर के लोगों को तो करेगा ना इंसान support.
That's the thing. And thank you, Ishan. I hope so too. And Roshan is here in Germany as well. So Roshan, ich hoffe, dass wir gewinnen. And therefore for me, that's fun. As always, as I said, follow the channels. Please also follow arunfoot. Leave a like, share these videos. And again, I've done a series on previews on the Euros. Even what's the mood here in Germany today. Do watch those videos as well. And we'll all be back, maybe talking a little bit more of Euros in the coming days. But there's one thing that I would like to say in the end. It's nearly midnight in India on the 14th to the 15th of June. It has been more than 3 days that India are out of the FIFA World Cup 2026 qualifiers, but Igor Stimac happens to be still the national team coach of India. And that is something, guys, I guess we'll have to try and work on. Needs to change. Otherwise, difficult. So thanks a lot. Good night, everyone. And we'll all be
Good night.
back very, very soon. Oh, just now, starting lineups coming in. Guys, you want to... one second. One
What?
second. Germany lineup. Neuer, Rüdiger, Tah, Kimmich, Havertz, Kroos, Musiala, Wirtz, Mittelstädt, Gündogan, Andrich. So the no surprises. So Germany with no surprises in their starting lineup as expected. Again, there were two positions, Waldemar Anton and Sane were the options. But again, Gündogan starts as captain, Rüdiger as the key centre back. So enjoy the team, enjoy the match, let Germany win, and let's have 1 month of great football. Thank you, Hiren. Thank you, Akshata, for joining in as always.
Thank you.
And yeah, hope in the coming days we talk less Indian football and more European. Good night, everyone.
Yes. Good
Thanks.
night.